I'm going back to that breaking news about Sam Pitroda, the Indian Overseas Congress chief, and his shocking remarks on the Pulwama terror attacks. He has put out a tweet wherein he has expressed his views on the Pulwama terror attacks and the subsequent airstrikes by the Indian Air Force in Balakot in Pakistan. He says, and I quote, "Attacks happen all the time. Attack happened in Mumbai too. We could have then reacted and just sent our planes, but that's not the right approach." Sam Pitroda also adding, 2611 terrorists come, they do something, you don't jump on an entire nation. Naive to assume that just because some people come here and attack, every citizen of that nation needs to be blamed. I don't believe in that way. So Sam Pitroda there now stroking a big controversy with those remarks and him being extremely critical of the airstrikes in Balakot. Well, we have been seeing how the Congress and the BJP have been fighting and trading barbs over the Indian Air Force's airstrikes in Balakot. In fact, the Congress has reiterated while being critical of the airstrikes, they've reiterated that they do stand with the armed forces, but they've hit out at the BJP, accusing the party of politicizing the entire operation. And one has seen this massive war of words between the Congress and the BJP. And in the midst of this comes Mr. Sam Pitroda's tweet, wherein he has also expressed his views and is quite critical of the airstrikes in Pakistan's Balakot. Okay, so that's the breaking news right now. He is the Indian Overseas Congress chief, and a big shocker there coming in from Mr. Sam Pitroda. He says that attacks happen all the time. Attack happened in Mumbai too. So he's speaking about the UPA government's approach and their reaction to terror, to what happened in... Okay, before I go on, Aman Sinha from the BJP is joining us right now. Mr. Sinha, Sam Pitroda raising questions about the Air Force airstrikes in Pakistan's Balakot. He says, and I quote, that attacks happen all the time. Attack happened in Mumbai too, but we didn't really attack Pakistan like the BJP. We had a different approach. So he's obviously taking a swipe at the BJP by raising questions. How do you respond?
Well, it's an extremely shocking and unfortunate statement. However, this is not for the first time that the Congress party is questioning the airstrikes or hankering for proof and evidence of the airstrikes. It also reflects the characteristics and the mindset of the Congress party, and the line that Congress party takes sometimes is same to the Pakistani line. In fact, they sometimes go beyond also, and Pakistan also has not asked for any proof and evidence of airstrike, but some people in the Congress party are repeatedly asking, so therefore going even beyond the Pakistani line. Now let me say clearly, there is a very distinct approach between the action which Congress UPA government used to take and what BJP did. Mr. Pitroda, when he says it's an admission of
just stay on with me. Just kindly stay on with me. Sam Pitroda's reaction is coming in. Let's just dip in and listen.
The government claimed that it has been delivering to the last man, whether it is direct transfer of money, Ujjwala Yojana, health insurance for poor, even direct subsidy, Aadhaar card. Where do you see the red lines?
There are no red lights. The point is, during Manmohan Singh government, all of the platforms were built by us. Aadhaar, ability to transfer money, e-governance, knowledge network. So rightfully so, Modi government took that and wisely did not scrap it and build on it. So which is good.
So you see no red lines?
So it's not a question of red light. It's a question of they did what...
Okay, we have with us Aman Sinha from the BJP. Aman, and excuse me for interrupting you there because Sam Pitroda's reaction was coming in. But, you know, that's what the Congress continues to claim. And now Sam Pitroda also adding it's not just him. Navjot Singh Sidhu also called the Indian Air Force airstrikes as a poll gimmick. In fact, he questioned the Indian Air Force strike on the Jaish camp as well. And it seems that most of the voices coming in from the Congress camp are maintaining this, that nations referring to Pakistan cannot be held responsible for an act done by terrorists.
Well, you're absolutely right, Avantika, that this has been coming repeatedly from senior Congress leaders, and not once consistently this has been happening. So therefore, this is the clear Congress line, and it comes with affirmation and consent of the Congress president, who himself has been taking this line. Now, let me say that when Mr. Sam Pitroda says that UPA government did not take any action after 26/11, he is absolutely right. It's an admission of the guilt. They did not take any action. Indian Air Force at that time, Avantika, was fully prepared to hit the targets in Balakot and Muzaffarabad. For 1 month, they were kept in waiting. And finally, the UPA Congress government withdrew the action and did not allow any consent to Air Force to attack the terror camps operating across the LOC.
Right.
This is the distinction between UPA BJP regime, UPA Congress regime and the BJP regime. The BJP regime, there was an attack, there was a response, there was a befitting response. For the first time, not only did we cross LOC, we went into the Pakistani territory and hit and destroyed all the terror infrastructure which used to
Yet
operate
the Congress
there.
demands for evidence, sir. Yet the Congress repeatedly raises questions on the efficacy of those strikes as well.
No country in the world, Avantika, you would have noted that no country in the world has demanded any evidence of this.
That's
Everybody knows what has happened, and operational details surely cannot be shared. Not even Pakistan wants evidence, but Congress party goes even beyond the Pakistani line and keeps asking about evidence. What evidence? When Indian Air Force says that we have hit the target, that has had the desired impact, you can rest assured that whatever terror infrastructure which was existing was completely smashed, and whoever terrorist who was there, they have all been eliminated.
What do you think is the purpose of these remarks and these statements? Is it only because it's an election year and the Congress is now heading out at the BJP, asking the BJP for evidence, demanding answers on the effectiveness of the airstrikes? Because this is coming, quite repeatedly now from the Congress party. It hasn't been laid to rest just as yet, despite the fact, sir, that the Indian Air Force has also submitted a dossier with some very high quality satellite images on the airstrikes that happened in Balakot.
Well, absolutely, Avantika, and that is what is surprising. How can Congress party, which claims to be the principal opposition party, all the time they will keep towing the Pakistani line, and they will all be portrayed as heroes in Pakistan because they are towing the Pakistani line?
They claim that the BJP is politicizing the entire thing for their own political gains. That's what the Congress keeps saying.
It's yet another very unfortunate allegation, because it's not a question of politicizing or not politicizing. The question is that whatever is in the best national interest, whatever is in the national security interest, any government is obliged and duty bound to take that action. And that is the action that we have taken, and whatever that will be there in the best national interest, we will keep taking that action without, being in any kind of confusion about, these political gimmicks that opposition indulges into, because that is what the government is elected for, to ensure national security and to ensure that our national sovereignty is kept up in the most robust manner.
Right.
And therefore, the action of the government is the most commendable action. The Air Force and our defense forces have been given full power to respond and retort and give a befitting reply wherever there is any misadventure by Pakistan. And that is what was missing during the Congress rule of 10 years from 2004 to 2014.
Absolutely. Mr. Sinha, thank you so much for your time. And speaking on what Mr. Sam Pitroda has said, he's the Indian Overseas Congress chief, and him coming up with this real shocker, drawing these comparisons between the 26/11 terror attacks and how the UPA had handled it and the BJP government handling the Pulwama attack. National Affairs editor Rahul Srivastav is also joining us for more on this very shocking remarks coming in from Mr. Sam Pitroda. Rahul, it's coming at a time when there is global support for India as far as its response to the Pulwama terror attack is concerned. You had the United States, the UK and France moving a fresh motion to declare Jaish-e-Mohammed chief Masood Azhar as a global terrorist, and yet we are getting in these remarks from the opposition camp questioning the efficacy of the airstrikes in Balakot.
Avantika, this is a remark coming from Sam Pitroda, who in the political circles is known as Rahul Gandhi, Congress President's principal advisor. At a moment when India has constructed a large narrative against Pakistan domestically and internationally, if you notice, Mr. Pitroda is not just talking about the Pulwama terror attack. He's also talking about 26/11. He's also talking about the fact that if few people come inside and they do something inside India, Pakistan cannot be blamed. Now, 26/11 is one of the best recorded terror attacks in the country's history, where Pakistan's role is extremely clear. This is definitely going to weaken the Congress's stance as far as national security is concerned.
All right, Rahul, thank you so much for joining us. Tom Vadakkan from the BJP is also joining us. Mr. Vadakkan, your thoughts on your former colleague Sam Pitroda's views on the Pulwama terror attacks, the tweet that he has put out there, once again raising criticism on the approach and the mannerisms of the BJP government. I know that one of the most important reasons of you switching sides and moving from the Congress to the BJP was this fact on how your former party had raised questions on those airstrikes in Balakot.
Well, he is a senior person in the Congress party, but I think this narrative that he is creating is dangerous for the country.
Why do you say that, sir?
Because you see, there are established facts. Even the Indian National Congress has said on 26/11 there were dossiers presented to the international community of the linkages of the Pakistani involvement and the handlers in that side. And then we had a situation where the international community has accepted it.
Yes.
And we have presented evidences. Now, this kind of a narrative is extremely dangerous because it goes against national security. My prayer to senior leaders are to refrain from making comments on national security. This is about India. This is about our country. Political differences apart, let's take it very clear. All parties need to look at the situation. Tomorrow, a situation happens just because of your political differences. I think it is very harmful for the country, and I would request all senior people to refrain from making such comments, which is dangerous for India.
But do you think this is just only because of the elections? With the Congress dwelling on this kind of narrative, building on it with such remarks coming in from first Navjot Singh Sidhu, now Mr. Sam Pitroda, and generally from the opposition as well. They continue to stress on the airstrikes being a political gimmick. They accuse the BJP of using it for their own political advantage.
I have only one example to quote. And I've quoted it very often. The point is, Reuters was the first agency that reported nothing happened. But pray, why did Reuters reporters land on the spot? If they were very clear that there was no attack, why were they investigating it further? Did they go there for the body count? And then the Pakistani authorities prevented from going to reach that spot. It indicates two things. Reuters did not have that smoking gun evidence as they claim that nothing had happened. B, the issue is when the Pakistan authorities are stopping reporters from going there, it clearly means something has occurred and they have a cover-up operation leading.
Absolutely.
So if this logical conclusions cannot be concluded by some of our leaders and who represent India, I think election time or no election time, national security cannot be compromised.
All right, sir. I'm going to leave it at that. Tom Vadakkan there. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.